So here we are in the greenhouse. I've got spinach growing right here, and as you can tell, you can see what I was talking about. Let's see, some of these are dried up. See how long that is? Right here is where the leaves start. That's about 1.5 inches from the soil to where the leaves start. Once you get them like that, they all flop over like this, and then they're basically going to be no good for me. You can see a few of them are okay, but once they start getting tall, there's a thing that happens to a lot of them called dampening off, and so they get this stem where it just kind of goes really skinny after a while. So usually you get it real close to the soil. When it's coming out of the soil, it gets real skinny, and then it dies because there's the nutrients and everything can't get to the top. Anyways, that's a disease they get. So these spinach here, the majority of them are not going to be useful. I'll probably end up tossing all this into our chickens, and then or eating some of it, whatever I feel like. And then I'll start a new tray with this spinach. So it's basically a waste of money, time, all that to plant your seeds and not have them in a spot where they can get enough sunlight to grow good enough. Similar thing happened to these lettuce here. You can see these were transplanted by my daughter, 6-year-old daughter, the other day. But you can see how the roots down here are fairly large distance from where the leaves start on almost all of these. They were kept in a spot where I didn't have any lighting for a couple days, and then they got into the lighting, and so they ended up having this trouble. But anyways, I've got other things in here that have had similar things go on with them. This lupin, the lupin I planted, my son actually planted, and we had them sitting near the lights, but not really close, so you can see they're stretching a little bit, but the majority of them look okay. This ruby red cabbage right here, this was all planted and kept basically right underneath the lights. You can see the majority of them are pretty compact, down low, nice even stuff. This is my rhubarb. It was kept underneath the lights, and then also on the heat mat that actually burnt out most of these, so I had to replant those. But looking at the spinach, you can see, and compare to plants that you have, if your plants look like this, they're basically no good. You shouldn't really waste much more money or time on them unless they're like a special plant that you really have to have. Then you can try to remedy it. But with the majority of plants, you can't really take the plant, say this one that's grown up that tall, and then plant it down to here where you'll be able to have just the leaves above ground. You'll have to plant it to where the soil from the tray is about the same height as the soil on the ground, or else you'll have the dampening off again will occur because it'll just rot the stem. There are some plants that you can do that with, tomatoes being especially able to do that. You can plant tomatoes up to their top leaves if you want. Same with potatoes. Most of the nightshade family you can do that with. Peppers don't really work that well. They'll dampen off, rot. But anyways, that's just what I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to let you know You want to keep adequate sunlight or light to your plants. Not all light is equal, so just make sure you have good light.